In an isolated beachfront property in Hawaii, veterinarian Lambert steps inside the secured habitat of a chimpanzee named Ben to administer a course of antibiotics. Attempting to calm the animal, he presents a teddy bear as a distraction. Instead of cooperating, Ben suddenly seizes Lambert and brutally kills him. The narrative then shifts back 36 hours earlier. A commercial flight bound for Hawaii carries Lucy home for the summer. Mid-air, she phones her younger sister Erin to announce her arrival and asks whether their father will be at the airport. Erin is caught off guard by the news. During the call, Lucy accidentally drops a small teddy bear. A nearby passenger retrieves it and awkwardly attempts to flirt, but Lucy politely dismisses him before taking her seat beside her best friend Kate, who is also returning to Hawaii. Erin explains that their father has been preoccupied with work and recently secured a film adaptation deal for one of his books. Lucy acknowledges the update, ends the call, and notices the disappointment lingering in her sister's voice. Sensing the tension, Lucy confides in Kate that Erin has struggled since their mother passed away the previous year and resents Lucy for not visiting more often. Kate reassures her that grief affects everyone differently and reminds her she is not alone. Moments later, Hannah, an admired figure within their college social circle, arrives and greets them. Lucy is surprised to see her, and Kate admits she invited Hannah to spend the weekend. Two young men seated nearby begin flirting with Hannah, who responds playfully. When Hannah points out that Lucy occupies the middle seat, Lucy graciously offers to switch. Upon landing in Hawaii, Kate rushes into the arms of her older brother, Nick, who also happens to be Lucy's longtime crush. Nick warmly welcomes Hannah, mentioning that Kate often speaks highly of her, before greeting Lucy and asking if her father is coming to collect her. Lucy explains that he is occupied with work. Hannah suggests they gather at Lucy's house since her father is away, proposing an impromptu celebration. Everyone agrees. At the house, Lucy finds her father, Adam, who is deaf, engaged in sign language conversation with his literary agent. She gently interrupts. Adam embraces her, signing how happy he is to have her home and asking about her exams. Lucy responds that they went well. Kate also greets him in sign language and introduces Hannah, explaining they plan to stay for the weekend. Nick greets Adam respectfully, though he cannot sign. Adam inquires, through Lucy's interpretation, about Nick's relationship status. Nick admits he recently ended things with his girlfriend. Adam jokingly signs to Lucy that this may be her opportunity, but Lucy tactfully tells Nick that her father offers his sympathies. Adam then apologizes to Lucy for leaving again on business, promising to return in a few days. Lucy replies that they are accustomed to his schedule. Upstairs, Lucy attempts to reconnect with Erin, who initially ignores her before expressing hurt that Lucy has been absent since their mother's death. Lucy apologizes sincerely. She presents the teddy bear she brought for Ben, the family's longtime chimpanzee companion. Ben eagerly takes it, and Lucy embraces him affectionately. Using his tablet device, Ben communicates simple phrases indicating that he missed her. The sisters gradually mend their strained relationship. Later, they introduce Hannah to Ben. At first frightened, Hannah relaxes after Lucy encourages a friendly handshake. Laughter fills the room as the tension fades. That evening, once the household settles, Hannah wanders through the home and pauses at a photograph of Lucy's late mother. Nick joins her and explains that Lucy's mother died of cancer the previous year. He shares that she was a linguistics professor devoted to researching communication between humans and primates, and that Ben became part of the family during her studies. After offering Hannah a cigarette, Nick leaves her alone. Curious, Hannah steps outside to admire the expansive pool overlooking the property. As she unwinds, she is startled by Ben silently observing the water, saliva trailing as he fixates on its surface. He slowly extends his hand, and she cautiously reciprocates. Without warning, his grip tightens aggressively. Adam intervenes just in time, piercing the tension with a sharp whistle. He quickly types a message on his phone to reassure Hannah and gestures that she should retire for the night. Adam escorts Ben back to his enclosure, where he discovers the lifeless body of a mongoose. He questions Ben in sign language about whether he encountered another animal. Ben denies any confrontation. While inspecting him, Adam notices a fresh wound along Ben's arm. Concerned, he secures the enclosure. The following morning, Hannah and Kate scroll through photographs of the young men they met on the plane, teasing each other lightheartedly. Outside, Adam places the dead mongoose on a table and informs the girls that it somehow entered Ben's enclosure and bit him. Lucy immediately asks whether Ben is going to be all right. Adam reassures the group that Ben will be fine, explaining that he intends to contact the veterinarian to begin an antibiotic treatment immediately. As an added precaution, he mentions that he will forward the mongoose's body for laboratory testing. He emphasizes that Ben's enclosure has been securely locked and firmly instructs everyone not to tamper with it. Before departing, Adam promises the girls that they will all enjoy themselves properly once he returns. Just then, Nick walks in, shirtless, prompting amused smiles from Adam and Erin in Lucy's direction. Later that afternoon, the friends gather by the pool and spend hours swimming and laughing beneath the Hawaiian sun. As dusk settles in, Lucy begins to notice the lingering glances Nick directs toward Hannah. Attempting to mask her discomfort, Lucy asks Hannah whether she intends to contact the two young men they met during the flight. Recalling that Hannah had seemed interested, Hannah agrees and checks with Kate to confirm she saved their numbers. Kate confirms that she did. Hannah then suggests that Lucy should make the call instead. With playful encouragement, encouragement from both Nick and Kate, Lucy dials the number. The call goes unanswered, so she leaves a light-hearted voicemail introducing herself as one of the girls from the plane and teasingly inviting them over, even providing the house address. Moments later, the phone rings. Lucy answers jokingly, greeting the caller with, "Horror Mansion?" The caller turns out to be Kate's mother, who asks Lucy to remind Kate to feed the fish since she has been unable to reach either her or Nick. As Lucy relays the message, Kate suddenly becomes ill and vomits. Lucy quickly ends the call and helps her upstairs to rest. Once inside the bedroom, Kate instinctively clutches her half of a broken heart necklace, and Lucy mirrors the gesture with her own matching piece. Outside, Nick confides in Hannah that Kate may have overindulged in alcohol in an attempt to impress her. Hannah counters by suggesting that Lucy is the one striving hardest for his attention. Nick dismisses the idea, insisting he views Lucy like a younger sister. In response, Hannah leans in and kisses him, an exchange Lucy quietly witnesses. Meanwhile, veterinarian Lambert arrives at the property and enters Ben's enclosure to administer treatment. Instead, he is suddenly overpowered and brutally killed by the chimpanzee. In the middle of the night, Kate awakens and heads downstairs for water. She hears an unusual sound and notices the teddy bear sitting nearby. Assuming Hannah is playing a joke, she calls out her name. Instead, Ben appears behind her. Alarmed by his unsettling expression, Kate bolts into a room and locks the door before shouting for Lucy. When Lucy rushes downstairs, Kate insists something is terribly wrong with Ben. Confused, Lucy reminds her that Ben's cage should still be secured. She crouches down and discovers the teddy bear she had brought now stained with blood. Kate admits she feared Ben might attack her. Aaron joins them and tries to calm Kate, insisting Ben would never harm anyone. Suddenly, a piercing scream echoes from outside. Reacting instantly, Lucy instructs Aaron to remain inside while she and Kate run toward the pool area. There, they find Ben aggressively confronting Nick. Lucy attempts to soothe him, speaking gently and asking what is wrong. Ben responds only by tapping his injured arm. Nick proposes restraining him and cautiously approaches a rope. Ben watches closely, but Lucy keeps his attention diverted. Shaking, Nick opens a nearby box and accidentally triggers a toy inside. Panicking, he hurls it toward the ocean. Attempting again to restrain Ben proves futile. Lucy seizes the rope and instructs Nick to secure the opposite end. Calmly signing her identity and reassurance, she carefully lowers the rope over Ben's head. Without warning, Ben lets out a shrill scream and lunges directly at Nick. Aaron rushes outside, suggesting they contact Lambert. Lucy reprimands her for leaving the house, but Kate sides with Aaron, insisting they need professional help. Lucy explains her phone is upstairs, so Kate uses her own. Amid the chaos, Hannah abruptly asks Aaron whether there is a firearm in the house. Shocked, Lucy snaps back, asking if she intends to shoot Ben. Hannah argues that it may be necessary if he is sick. Lucy sharply criticizes her, questioning why Kate invited her at all. Kate urges them to stop arguing as they suddenly hear a phone ringing. It is the veterinarian's phone, sounding from within Ben's enclosure. In the confusion, Ben breaks free from the rope and viciously bites Aaron's foot. Nick and Lucy rush to pull him off, while Hannah attempts to flee but finds her path blocked. Nick orders everyone into the pool, reminding them that chimpanzees cannot swim. Seeing the severity of Aaron's bleeding, Nick removes his shirt and hands it to Lucy, instructing her to use it as a tourniquet. Hannah anxiously asks whether chimpanzees can carry rabies, given Ben's erratic behavior. Terrified, Aaron fears she may have been infected if Ben is rabid. Lucy steadies her, promising they will get her medical attention immediately. But Hannah grimly points out the obvious. They are effectively stranded. For the first time, Lucy surveys the vast property and grasps how completely cut off they are from any immediate help. The friends begin shouting desperately for assistance, their voices echoing across the property as Ben studies them carefully, calculating how he might reach them. Nick, growing impatient, insists the only solution is to shove Ben over the ledge. Kate protests, uneasy with the idea, but Nick swims toward the edge and forcefully pushes Ben down. For a brief moment, it seems to work, until a hand suddenly clamps onto Nick's wrist. Ben hauls himself upward, dragging Nick off balance. Nick plunges to his death as Ben climbs back onto the deck. Kate breaks down in hysterics over her brother's fall, while Ben emits a chilling, almost gleeful laugh. Amid the chaos, Lucy notices a floating device nearby that could keep Aaron supported in the water without constant assistance. She tells the others she will retrieve it. Moving silently, Lucy climbs out of the pool. Ben watches her movements, but remains still. She crawls carefully toward the float and nudges it back into the water. Then she spots Kate's phone nearby and makes a risky decision to grab it. The motion agitates Ben instantly. While Kate distracts him, Lucy snatches the phone and dives back into the pool. Kate attempts to dial emergency services, only to realize the screen is shattered and unresponsive. Lucy instructs her to call the most recent number instead. The call connects to the two young men they met on the flight. Kate hurriedly explains they are in serious danger. One of the men, sounding intoxicated, laughs and makes a crude joke about romantic trouble. Frustrated, Hannah seizes the phone and demands they contact authorities immediately. In that instant, Ben lunges forward and yanks Hannah by the hair, forcing her to drop the device. The girls pull her underwater to safety. Lucy dives again to retrieve the phone, but it is completely dead. Standing above them, Ben calmly uses his tablet to select a single word: dead. Elsewhere in the city, Adam is attending a book signing when he receives a call from Mary, the veterinarian analyzing the mongoose for rabies. He texts her, clarifying that the animal was discovered inside Ben's enclosure. Skeptical, Adam insists rabies is unheard of in Hawaii. Concerned, he tries calling Lucy, but the call goes unanswered. Later, Kate regains consciousness and whispers that Ben has vanished. Lucy insists they must find a working phone. Kate remembers that Nick's phone is charging in the living room. Lucy swims to the deck and Kate follows. Together, they climb the stairs cautiously and slip inside after scanning the area. Lucy asks where the phone is hidden. Kate assures her it must be close. Eventually, Kate locates it, but as Lucy steps forward to grab it, she accidentally presses the television remote with her foot. Realizing the noise could draw Ben, Lucy pulls Kate into a closet, locking the door behind them. Moments later, Ben storms into the room, violently tearing apart furniture. He stares directly at the closet before becoming distracted by a cartoon playing on the television. In a sudden rage, he smashes the screen. The crash startles Kate, who accidentally knocks over stacked boxes. The sound redirects Ben's attention. He approaches the closet and rips the door open. The girls bury themselves among hanging clothes, holding their breath. After a tense pause, Ben eventually wanders away. Lucy signals for Kate to remain hidden as she carefully steps out to assess the room. Suddenly, Ben's tablet echoes a mechanical voice. "Bad, Lucy." He leaps onto her and begins a savage assault. Kate intervenes, pulling him off. The two women sprint from the room, and Kate slams the door shut behind them. Ben glares and attempts to force it open, but Kate braces herself against it. Frustrated, Ben retreats, only to charge forward and shatter the glass, pursuing them again. Lucy flees down the hallway. Kate hesitates briefly to look back, then runs, but slips and tumbles down the staircase, screaming Lucy's name. Hearing her cry, Lucy rushes back upstairs, but she is too late. Ben grabs a loose brick and strikes Kate fatally in the skull. Lucy attempts to escape again, but Ben knocks her to the floor. From the pool, Hannah climbs onto the deck and throws a rope around Ben, pulling hard. Both she and Lucy plunge back into the water, gripping the rope in an effort to drag him in. Ben seizes the rope and tears himself free. Hannah frantically asks Lucy where Kate is, but Lucy can only stare in shock as Ben once again fixes his gaze on the water's surface. Meanwhile, Adam grows increasingly uneasy and sends Lucy a message. His literary agent interrupts to inform him that a director expects to meet him at the studio the next day. Adam abruptly leaves the event. Back at the house, Brad and Drew, the men from the flight, arrive after receiving Lucy's address. They separate to search for the girls. Brad heading downstairs, while Drew ventures upstairs. Ben notices their presence. Drew senses he is being watched. Entering Lucy's bedroom, he studies a photograph of Lucy and Ben together. Suddenly, Ben appears behind him, startling him. Drew nervously assures Ben he means no harm. Attempting to distract him, he jingles his car keys and tosses them aside, jokingly telling Ben to fetch. Instead, Ben tackles him. Drew tries to diffuse the tension with humor, quipping that Ben should at least buy him dinner first. As Ben grows increasingly aggressive, Drew panics and threatens to call animal control, warning that Ben will be euthanized. He crudely adds that they will inject him with a needle. In response, Ben violently grips Drew's jaw and tears it away. Downstairs, Brad hears a faint scream but dismisses it. Stepping onto the balcony, he spots the girls still in the pool and calls out to Drew that he has found them. The girls urgently signal for him to stay quiet, but Ben has already heard. Brad notices a bone on the ground and grabs a shovel to defend himself. While Ben is momentarily distracted, Hannah climbs out of the pool and runs upstairs. She sees Brad being attacked despite swinging the shovel. Spotting a phone inside the living room, she grabs it along with her car keys and bolts toward the driveway. In her panic, she jumps into a vehicle, only to realize it is not hers. She exits the car, but Ben suddenly stands before her. Hannah dives back inside and locks the doors. In sheer panic, Hannah dials emergency services and frantically reports that a rabid chimpanzee is attacking and killing people. The dispatcher calmly requests the address, but Hannah admits she has no idea where exactly they are and begs the operator to trace the call instead. Outside the vehicle, Ben shakes the Jeep's keys, triggering the automatic unlock. Hannah quickly slams the lock button again. Ben steps toward the driver's window, staring in, then unexpectedly retreats. Moments later, Hannah hears the trunk click open. Before she can react, she is ambushed from behind and brutally killed. Back in the pool, Lucy tries to steady her terrified sister, promising she will find help no matter what. Gathering her courage, she climbs out of the water, only to be confronted with the horrifying sight of her best friend's lifeless body. Fighting back shock, Lucy hurries toward the house. On the way, she steps onto shattered glass, and a sharp fragment pierces her foot, forcing a cry of pain. She drops down and painfully pulls the shard free. As she looks up, Ben stands directly in front of her. Suddenly, the sound of a car arriving diverts his attention. Adam enters the property, signaling that he has returned home, unintentionally drawing Ben's focus. Lucy shouts a warning to her father, but Ben locks eyes on her instead and launches into another attack. Outside, Adam picks up a pizza box he has brought and heads upstairs, unaware of the full danger. Lucy struggles desperately to defend herself. For a brief moment, Ben appears to calm and gestures for her hand. Hesitantly, she offers it, only for him to suddenly crush it with crushing force. Crying out, Lucy strikes at the wound on his arm and shoves him back before scrambling beneath a couch for cover. Aaron rushes in to help her sister, but is immediately assaulted. Lucy throws herself at Ben, knocking him down in a frantic attempt to protect Aaron. At the same time, Adam walks into Lucy's bedroom and discovers a gruesome body inside, realizing the nightmare unfolding within his home. Outside, Lucy and Aaron continue grappling with Ben, but he quickly regains control. He grabs Lucy's jaw and painfully forces it apart. Just then, Adam emits a sharp whistle that slices through the chaos, capturing Ben's attention. The chimp charges toward him, initiating a savage confrontation. Lucy grabs a nearby shovel and swings with all her strength, but it snaps on impact, and Ben sends her crashing to the floor. He repeatedly slams Adam's head against the ground in a vicious assault. In a desperate move, Adam spots a glass beer bottle nearby and drives it forcefully into Ben's body. For a fleeting second, the family clings to one another in relief, believing the ordeal is finally over. But Lucy notices movement. Ben is rising once again. Without hesitation, she pushes her father and sister out of harm's way and braces herself for impact. Fortunately, Adam catches her before she collapses. Sirens wail in the distance as emergency responders arrive. Erin tearfully tells her family she loves them, and they echo the sentiment back. As the tension begins to ease, Lucy suddenly hears a familiar electronic sound. Her heart races as she turns around, only to realize it is the police activating and examining Ben's tablet device.